Colette Stevenson, to be followed by Martin Whitfield. Ms Stevenson.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Child abuse is one of the most sickening crimes, and we must do everything we can to prevent it. The internet has brought new challenges in terms of exploitation, so keeping children and young people safe online is absolutely vital. Following the passing of the Online Safety Bill, this debate is a timely opportunity to discuss the cross-cutting approaches that must be taken to tackle online child abuse, grooming and exploitation. As a former member of the Criminal Justice Committee, I heard the evidence from stakeholders on this issue. Emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence have quite rightly been mentioned as adding to the challenge of online abuse. However, AI can also play an important role in identifying and ultimately tackling sexual exploitation. NSPCC Scotland highlighted this in their evidence to the Criminal Justice Committee, saying such technology can enable tech companies to find and remove this material and report abuse to police. Other tools are available. For example, I asked Stuart Allardyce from Stop It Now Scotland about child protection charities working with online platforms to prevent people from accessing illegal images. He told me about work with Pornhub to develop warnings and a chatbot to divert people, as well as work with Google, which blocks access and signposts potential offenders to places like Stop It Now. He highlighted that some tech companies were very proactive in wanting to work with them. These examples highlight the positive actions that can be taken with a collaborative approach. Presiding Officer, the consequences of child abuse and neglect are themselves cross-cutting, as we've already heard. It can have significant effects on the physical and mental health of children, impact their social development and education, as well as future employment. Committee witnesses told us that tackling online child abuse requires a coordinated approach across justice, health, education and social work services. I welcome the fact that the Scottish Government is taking a range of actions to ensure robust child protection measures are in place, with a key focus on prevention and early intervention. This includes refreshed national guidance for child protection and multi-agency approaches, such as Police Scotland's Group on Preventing Online Child Sex Abuse and Exploitation. The third sector also does admirable work on awareness raising, safeguarding and supporting victims, some of which have been touched upon already. Presiding Officer, given the nature of online child abuse, the committee heard about some of the challenges regarding collecting data to fully understand what is going on, which is possibly a universal problem. In 2016, a crime audit by His Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary in Scotland highlighted some concerns on data capturing. The scale of the cyber-enabled sexual crime and associated victimisation, and following that, Police Scotland improved its systems, which will hopefully help to better understand what is going on and ramp up work to tackle and eradicate it. We do have some data, and the audit found a significant proportion of online sexual incidents involve children, noting that children and young people are increasingly experiencing sexual crime online via commonly used apps. Recent Police Scotland data show that reports of online child abuse are continuing to rise, with over 1,900 offences recorded between the 1st of April 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. Investigations led to nearly 500 arrests, and 776 children were protected in that period. We also have children's social work statistics which show that since the category was introduced in 2016, there have been 595 concerns of child sexual exploitation identified at social work case conferences in Scotland. Furthermore, in its evidence to the committee, the NSPCC Scotland highlighted a recent 35% increase in calls to Childline about online grooming across the UK. These figures combined give some idea of the impact of online child abuse, grooming and exploitation. They paint a tragic picture but underestimate the true scale of these abhorrent crimes. I'm pleased that the Scottish Government is keen to ensure that data are gathered in a trauma-informed way, respectful of survivors of abuse, and as Bernardo's pointed out, gathering evidence to show the scale of child sexual exploitation is hampered by stigmatisation and victim blaming. As is often the case, particularly with sexual and/or gender-based crimes, the consequences of victim blaming are severe. We must all commit and recommit to tackling that too. Presiding Officer, wide-ranging action is being delivered right across Scotland to tackle online child abuse, grooming and exploitation, with involvement from multiple stakeholders, including the Scottish Government, Police Scotland, social workers and the third sector. We must ensure we do everything possible to tackle the scourge of online child abuse, grooming and exploitation. These crimes are not inevitable. We can eradicate them. Thank you.